Hello and welcome to the live stream tonight. RetroSteveUK, and I'm going to be streaming, well, I am streaming on the Retrospectives YouTube channel. Tonight we're going to be playing, well, I'm going to be playing, you're going to be watching Life of Pixel, or Super Life of Pixel as it's now called. When it came out in, I think 2014, I think it came out, it was called Life of Pixel, and then they applied some upgrades and called it Super Life of Pixel. Either way, the version that you get now when you buy it is called Super Life of Pixel. And you can get that for the PlayStation consoles and PCs. It's available through Steam for PC. I think it's available through other platforms as well. Not sure, possibly itch.io, but this is the Steam version that I downloaded to my laptop, and that's what you're going to be seeing tonight. So I'm going to crack on and launch the game. So this is the bit where I pause for a moment while I sort out my technicals. So I'm going to, let's have a look. I've got a little black border there. That goes around the outside of the game for a little bit of presentation, and I'm now going to launch the game, Super Life of Pixel, and it usually takes a few seconds to appear on the stream. I've done some test recordings, so hopefully that will just pop up there any moment now. There you go, White Moon Games, White Moon Dreams it says. So we're going to be playing as Pixel, the little green guy in the bottom, almost in the bottom right, he's kind of in the middle, and he's out on his travels. Pixel wanted to see more. I think it skipped over the first screen there for some reason, but basically his Pixel, he was fed up with his life and he wanted to learn about his own history. So he's outside the video game museum now, and he wanted to see more. Pixel found a world of retro joy. It was time to find out about his background. A time when the humble Pixel ruled. I've just had a comment come in, that's from my wife Elaine. Hi hubby, happy gaming. Cheers Laney. Anybody else who's in the stream right now watching, welcome to you as well. You're welcome to type up in the chat. Tonight I've got a screen sort of above me and behind my laptop screen, and my laptop screen down here is where the game's going to be, which I'll be viewing, and I can see you right there in the camera. So yeah, I've read the text out already. What we've got going on here is a platform game. In each level you jump around on platforms, you collect all the gems on a level in order to open the exit and then escape to the next level. Some levels are single screen, some levels scroll around in different directions. It depends which console you're playing on. When I say which console you're playing on, I'm talking about the worlds in this game. Each world is made up of graphics and sound from a different console, as you can see displayed on the screen here. So each world has about 8 levels, and you play, I think you start off with ZX81, which is down in the right there. Bear with me. Matthew Wormrod, I think I can identify all of those computers and consoles on screen. Yep, I'm about to do that. So if you look in the top left, you've got the Atari VCS 2600, so some of the levels will be based on that. You've got the Nintendo Entertainment System, the NES, next to that, then the Game Boy, and over on the right in the top you've got the SNES, Super Nintendo, the Mega Drive or Genesis if you're in America. Excuse me, beg your pardon. Incidentally, I've got a little bit of acid reflux tonight, so there'll be a little bit of maybe a few noises here and there, and I've got a bubbling under cold as well, so I may need to vacate the camera briefly and have a little snuffle, but so I apologise in advance for that. Anyway, where were we? So Mega Drive stroke Genesis in the top right. Bottom left you've got Amstrad's CPC, then you've got the Commodore 64, and Matthew says the C64 looks like it's got one too many function keys. These sort of pixelated representations of the computers and consoles. Next to the Commodore 64 you've got the BBC Micro, then the ZX81, which is the computer you start with in this game, and then the Sinclair ZX Spectrum. So moving on. That's your loading screen, that will pop up now and again when something's loading in. Got a solid state drive in this laptop, so things load in quite quickly, so you don't really get a chance to read what's on the screen. So I'm going to scooch straight into the game and I'll explain what's going on as we go along. So I'm going to play Pixel, and so there we go. The levels you start on, the world you start with is the ZX81, and everything's in glorious black and white, as you'll get to see. I'll just briefly go into this. The ZX81, you've got 8 levels, and I think each console has 8 levels. And what you have to do is complete all 8 levels, and then it opens up the next console. I've opened up quite a few, as you'll see. I need to explain here at the moment, level 1, 2, 3, I'm just underneath where the numbers are, you've got these shimmering gems. Each level has a special gem that you can pick up, which once you've picked that up on that level, it's slightly more challenging to pick up than the normal gems in the level. And when you've picked one up, it then shows on the display here. next to each level. If I go back briefly, if I go into something like, let's go into the Amstrad CPC. So these Amstrad CPC levels, you can see that I've completed level 1, 2 and 3. Level 4 I haven't completed yet, so I can't get to 5, 6, 7 and 8 yet. I've collected the shimmering gems on 1, 2 and 3, but not on 4. And you see where the ice cream is underneath the gem on level 1, and then you've got a sweetie and something that says SC, don't ask me what that means. Those items you pick up in levels, they're in secret rooms, so you don't see them on the screen when you're playing. You may find that there's a wall off to one side that's crumbled slightly. If you spot anything like that, you go in there, you found a secret area, and you pick up the ice cream or the sweet. Once you've collected, let me go back again. Once you've collected, see down at the bottom right where it says special gems, once you've collected all 72 special gems, it opens up these levels, which I haven't opened up yet. And I think, from memory, if you collect the ice creams and the secret items that are in the secret rooms, it opens up even more. Again, from memory, all I can remember is that one of these levels is a Sega Master System level. So you probably won't get to see that tonight. Also, incidentally, the game is about £7 or £8 on Steam, and I'm going to assume it's around about that price on PlayStation consoles as well. So you've got ZX81, Atari 2600, ZX Spectrum, BBC Micro, Amstrad CPC 464, Commodore 64, Game Boy, NES, SNES, Amiga, and that's as far as we've got. Quick look into the Amiga levels. That's what the graphics look like on there. Anyway, I'm going to get on with it now and get into the ZX81 levels. These are the first levels you'll play when you first get the game. So starting with level 1, I'll go in there, loading screen. So at this point it tells you that the music, what the name of the music in the level is and who the artist is. So we've got, in this world you'll be hearing pixels come together, and the artist is Gavin Harrison. You can skip that. And the little guy in the bottom there with the blue face, the glasses and the sort of Colonel Sanders moustache, I can't remember what his name is, but he appears in levels sometimes, and if you see him and stand beside him and press B on your controller, incidentally this is a 8-bit DOE SN30 Pro controller if anyone's interested. It's quite old now, it's quite a few years old. Yeah, if you see him, stand beside him and press B and he'll give you tips and hints. For example, he'll give you a hint as to the fact that there might be a secret on this level and where it might be. So the Sinclair ZX81, I'll skip over all the information and go to the next bit. First level, ZX81, where did all the colour go? So I shall press A to get into this. So as you can see here, level 1, little pixel is in the bottom right. He's in black and white because the ZX81 couldn't produce colour. As we go on, you'll see more colour introduced and more high-res graphics. So we can go left and right, and the idea, and you press A to jump. If you press A and release it, or if you press and hold A, it makes no difference, he still jumps the same height, so it's worth knowing that to try and understand the game mechanics. So you jump, collect the gems, or in the case of the ZX81, capital O's. That's what graphics were like back then. And then the exit opens, as you can see. The other thing I need to point out at this stage is later on in the game, I think it's in the Amiga levels, you pick up some special magic shoes which allows you to do a double jump. At the moment on level 1 and these early levels, all you can do is that single jump. But once you've picked up those shoes and you can do the double jump, that enables you to explore areas in the later levels that you wouldn't otherwise be able to reach. Also, coming back to these early levels, after you've picked up the shoes, you can then do the double jump. So me going through these levels a second time, you'll see me occasionally do double jumps, but when you play it for the first time, you won't be able to do that. I'm wondering as well if having the double jump ability enables you to go back to earlier levels and find secret areas that you couldn't find before. Not sure, haven't discovered that yet. Blocky Blobby, level 2. So we get introduced to our first enemy here. He will just chase you down, basically. It's a nice, easy introduction to different aspects of the game in these early levels. So I'll collect all the gems, capital O's. Pretty easy. And off to the next level. I'm getting an awfully dry mouth, so you'll have to bear with me. Ouch, it's full of spikes. This is where we get introduced to floor spikes and wall spikes. And these pesky little things, they just come out of nowhere and catch you unaware, so you've got to be really careful. Now, if you hit the spikes, I'll demonstrate this now, you die immediately. When there's an enemy on the screen, there's none there right now, so I can't demonstrate this. This is where your hearts come into play. Top left, you've got 2 red hearts. If you touch an enemy, like Blobby on the previous level, you lose a heart. And then if you touch the enemy again, you lose your second heart, and then you explode, and you have to start the whole level over again. But things like spikes and water traps, it just kills you immediately. So right now, I've got to time my jumps. There you go, hit the spikes. They just catch you unawares, yeah? Bear in mind I've got the double jump as well, so it's actually making this level easier. Ordinarily with a single jump you'd have to go up here, and to get up to the higher bit you've got to kind of time your jump pixel perfect to get up there, like that. So I managed it that time. It took me quite a few attempts the first time I played it. But for the sake of the stream tonight, I'm just going to use the double jumps to get around so you can see the levels at least. And he's dead again. I just love it. Lots of practice I've had. You wouldn't think it, would you? So, obviously, this is a case of stopping and waiting for the spikes to appear and remembering where they're coming from. Tonight, if when you're watching the stream, if you find that there are any sound issues, if you can't hear me above the game audio, or if the game audio is too quiet, do let me know. It should be fine. I've done lots of test recordings earlier today. So that's the last gem. Let's make our way around to the exit now. I've got to go back up here. Wait for the spikes. And off we jolly well pop to the exit. Onto the next level. Sound is all fine according to Sam Coopy. Hi Sam Coopy. Kazar Sam Coopy, it's nice to see you. I've obviously seen a lot of your posts on Blue Sky. So thanks for joining this. Thanks for joining this stream. I keep looking up at the screen where the comments are to talk to the people in the camera. Okay. So again, just a case of collecting all of the gems, capital zeros, capital O's, avoiding the spikes. Basically, the rule is don't get smegged. That was a difficult jump to make without the double jump, but I've got my double jump now, so no worries. Loading. Bob's Lair. Right, we've got 4 of these blobby creatures now. This is super hard with a single jump, but I'm just going to use the double jump, which you didn't see that, did you? Yeah, this is super hard with a single jump. I'll show you what I mean. You've got to be really pixel perfect. But because I've been to the later levels and I've got the magic shoes now, I can do the double jumps whenever I like. Anyway, that was a good demonstration of how difficult it is. For now, I'm just going to, for the sake of time, I'm going to be using the double jump. And incidentally, speaking of time, we're 15 minutes into the stream. I'm intending it to be about an hour long tonight, with some flexibility. So if we're all having a wonderful time, I'll carry on for a bit longer. Traps galore. We're still on the ZX81 levels. Watching for where those spikes are now. You can't get in the exit yet, obviously. Watch out for the water traps. And I've got to time my jump perfectly. Ah! Got hit by the spikes. Let me stop and think what I'm doing. Aha! No spikes down here. Oh! I touched the water. Oh wow, can you believe that? I jumped underneath where the water was, and I think the collision detection might be a bit dodgy on that bit, and touched the water and died, so I'll have to remember that. Don't jump into any areas underneath water. This bit down here. I think if I jump there I'll be fine, but if I jump here, it takes me out. Okay, we got 2 more to collect. I'll make sure I don't hit these ceiling spikes. Oh! Never mind. Focus boy. You don't mind if I don't say anything for the moment, do you? Okay, where are the spikes coming? Okay, I've got to try and get on that platform across the way to my left. And then wait. Double jump came in handy there. We're into the exit. So that's that level complete. The robot is watching. Again, I keep looking at the comments, so I don't want to talk to you guys. Sure, I'll get used to that eventually. Okay, so we've got a nice easy one to get down here. There's a bat. Okay, this looks fairly straightforward, to be honest. Okay, that's the exit open. The robot is watching. Over on the right there, the little robot with the eyes. Guessing that's what they're referring to. Onwards and sideways. This is just nasty. Where are we? There he is, in the middle. Okay, so I'm the let's have a look. Got creature thing up there in the top right. How far does he go across? Because I need to avoid these spikes. Oh, crikey. Oh, that's actually not too bad. Come back down here. Oh, the water. Okay, try again. Wait for matey boy to leave. Double jump came in handy there again. If anyone's just recently joined the stream, I do need to explain again that the double jump is not something you can do early on in the game until you get further on and you revisit the level. So obviously I've already got the double jump ability, so I can use it in the early levels. Is that all of them? Oh, there's another one down there, look. Kind of glad they didn't put spikes down the bottom. This is going to be a bit of a challenge. No, that's not too bad. Go into the exit. Okay, on to the next one. Yes, we're into Atari VCS now. The music is Floating Downstream by Chris Kukla. So that's the music that's going to be playing during the levels on this world. The Atari 2600 originally launched in 1977 in the US by Atari Incorporated. The 2600 is an 8-bit cartridge-based system. I'm going to skip over the technicals and go to the end. The 2600 ROM cartridge's maximum capacity was 4 kilobytes, but could expand beyond this via bank switching. Atari 2600 production discontinued in 1992. So, onwards and sideways. The blob cometh. And you'll see now the graphics are slightly updated. Although the music sounds a little bit spectrumy. I think the early levels, obviously, a machine like the ZX81 or the Atari VCS wouldn't have had in-game music, so they've kind of put some nice little chip tunes in for to enjoy. But as you get into the later levels, when the consoles and computers are more modern, you start hearing music that you would have heard on those computers. So, for example, the Amiga Levels, the music sounds like an Amiga mod, if you know what I'm talking about. If you're not familiar with the Amiga, you won't know what a mod is. It's just basically a distinctive sound of the Amiga music. So this is all straightforward. The blob cometh and the blob goeth. Oh, yeah, that bit. I thought that bit was going to be challenging with a single jump, but it wasn't too bad. Yes, I have played these levels before, but I forget the detail. Right, watch out for spikes. There's a couple of easy ones up by the exit I'll get first. What's this? I'll get over that. Wasn't sure if I'd be able to jump over that. It's all a bit blocky. Okay. Spikes! I mean, they did warn me. Let's get those first. Animated Owl, welcome to the stream. Nice looking game, he says. It is. I don't know if you've just come into the stream, but briefly, each world of 8 levels is based on a different retro console, so the graphics and the music change depending on which console you're on. And we've just been through ZX81, and we're now on Atari 2600. It moves all the way through up to Amiga eventually. So we'll have 8 levels on each console before it moves on to the next console. The graphics and the sounds will reflect that. The battlements on the Atari 2600. So I'm over on the left. This looks tricky. This reminds me of Hunchback, when you're trying to get across the battlements. That's probably what this is based on. I don't think their movement is entirely random, those robots, but it is a bit tricky. So my 2 hearts in the left, if I touch one of these robots, I'll lose one of those hearts. Touch a robot a second time or another enemy, I lose both hearts, and it's not game over, it just makes you start the level again. Okay, so 4 more gems to collect before the exit opens. Surprised I completed that one in one, to be honest. So, credit on the comments, Kazar Sam Coupe. If you don't know what an Amiga mod was, then you've missed out on a major part of audio history. This is true. Although not everyone knows everything, you know, as evidenced by the guy sitting here right now. Also, Kazar Sam Coupe, computer audio is something that's fascinated Sam. I'm going to call you Sam. Fascinated Sam since I upgraded from a 48K Spec E to a +2 and was introduced to the AY sound chip. Audio still forms a big part of hardware I design. I'm all for that. One of the things that's always fascinated me about old computer games is the audio and music. I used to make compilations on cassette of Spectrum game music and stuff like that. It was great. So I love game audio. Too Many Monsters, Atari 2600. So the question is, are there too many monsters, or can I complete this in one hit? Ah, there's a little guy down there, look. I pressed B when I'm on top of him, and he gives me a tip. How do you do, Pixels? See this thing next to me? It's a ladder. Stand on it and push down to explore below. Naturally, the opposite is also true, so you can go up as well. So that, in the bottom left there, is a ladder. So this level is bigger than it would at first appear. Let's get these gems first. I should have left these gems till last, really, now knowing that there's an extra level further down. Okay, I'm getting that Atari Jungle game. Pitfall. I'm getting Pitfall vibes from this one. Pixel. I mean, gem, even. Now I remember, first time I played this, because I could only do a single jump, now that I've got the double jump available now because I've played some of the later levels, with only the single jump, it's really hard to time your jumps to get over these monsters. But of course I've got the double jump now, so I can just go. I did challenge myself at the start of this one, didn't I, to see if I could complete this in one. I'm going to stick with that and see if I can. Bearing in mind, obviously, I've got the double jump, so I'll take that into consideration. I did not complete this on my first attempt the first time I played through. This took me absolutely ages. The other thing you've got to watch is when you get to the top of a ladder, sometimes it kind of gets stuck there. So you've really got to watch for that as well. So a bit of sort of a glitch in the code, I guess. Briefly, Matthew Wormrod also went from a 48K to a +2. Used to love the demos you get free with magazines, pushing the sound and graphic capabilities. Sam, yeah, you're Sinclair. Do you know what? I'm actually going to stop reading the comments out because they're coming up at rate of knots, and I think you guys are chatting with each other. So I'm going to leave you to it. I'll have a quick look at the comments, see if there's anything I need to respond to, and that's how I'm going to play it from here on. So I'm reading out stuff that you guys can just read anyway. Obviously I don't really want to ignore you either. You know, this is the first game I've streamed where I can actually see what's going on the screen and play the game in my peripheral vision whilst reading the comments. It's quite a novelty. Having said that, there is a lot going on. There isn't a lot going on the screen, so it kind of makes it a bit easier. I think that's all the gems, isn't it? Get stuck on that ladder again. Yep, exit's open. And we're on to the next. So, loading. Desert Oasis on the 2600. Ah, right. Bats. I'm going to try this with a single jump if I can. And I'm also remembering I've just lost one of my hearts. I think I touched the bat. Also remembering... Never mind. It didn't really matter about the hearts when you fall in the water. I'm remembering that platform across the top, that collapses when you walk on it, so I have to be careful of that when I get up the top as well. You've got to kind of run for it when you get there. That's one hit. I used the double jump. Never mind. There you go. Kind of cheated there, but hey. I have played this already, so obviously I have been able to complete these levels with the single jumps. You're just not seeing it tonight. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. Robot Wars on the Atari 2600. So we've got more robots. Those guys, those pesky guys, they kind of move up and down a little bit randomly, so it's quite challenging. Okay, so far so good. I noticed there's some more of that grey over on the right between the purple blocks. There's some more of that grey ground that took a hit, that sort of disappears as you walk on it. That's second hit, lose my second heart, and you're dead. Okay. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to try and go left first. You can tell how difficult this is with just a single jump. I'm coming a cropper with the double jumps. Right, so I think the ground falls away from you here, yeah. Which means, oh, there's spikes there, I'm not going to go over there, am I? I have to work my way all the way around again. I'm going to have to start all the way from the beginning again. Right, focus. I'm going to go with my first theory, as in, go right first, there we go, now I've got... That was silly going left really, wasn't it? Because it meant I'd have to come all the way back round again. That's a hit. That's the second hit. The game kind of gets like this. You end up doing the same thing over and over again. It does get frustrating, but it's really rewarding when you do finish the level. So they do follow a pattern with their up and down movements. Okay, took a hit. Any questions? I could do with still having a hit left on me when I get up the top. So I've got a spare heart rather than just constantly coming a cropper on this robot here. Yep, you got me again. Okay, that's the furthest we've come so far. I nearly forgot about the blobs at the bottom. Exit. Nice. I'd give you a high five, but I don't think it works through the camera. Those teeth look sharp. Atari 2600. We're just about to hit 7:30, so we're half hour into the stream, which means there's about half hour left, unless we decide we'd like to carry on going for a bit longer. We do like to try and be flexible. And as I said at the beginning, I've got a bumbling under cold at the moment, so I may occasionally need to vacate the camera. Excuse me. Thank you. Right, so there's Geezer over in the bottom left, the little blue guy with the moustache. Press B when I'm stood over him and he'll give me a tip. Hello, hello Pixel. I dozed off for a minute there. Rumour has it there is a tunnel entrance to a secret forest around here. Never found it myself. I can already see it in the top left there. Okay. So shall we go in the secret forest first? There you go. And we're through. Teleporter. Oh, I know what it is. When you go, I'll tell you what it is. When you go in there for the first time, there's a ice cream or some special item you can pick up. I've already picked it up on a previous playthrough, so it's not there now. So the idea is you go in here, collect the item, hit the teleporter, and that brings you back out here. So, more of this collapsing floor now. I think it'd probably be best if I work my way over the top, from the top left to the right there. Watching out for the... Ah, now the skull, I think, follows you. Or does it? Oh, that's not good. Should be alright. Got a spare heart. There we go. It's a good job we get you 2 hearts back at the end of each level. Okay, I'm not sure whereabouts we are in the 8 levels on the Atari 2600, but we should be coming up to 8 soon. Every single one of those little square platforms there is a collapser, so you've got to be... Now, first time I did this, obviously I only had a single jump, so I'm going to set myself the challenge now of just doing this with a single jump. You'll only see me do a double jump on this level if I'm desperate. I love it when a plan comes together. Yeah, obviously I've had practice, so we're good. So, oh yeah, we're on to Sinclair ZX Spectrum now. So, for me, this gets a bit more fun because the Sinclair ZX Spectrum was my computer growing up. I did have an Atari VCS 2600 eventually, but I got it a couple of years after I had my Spectrum. I think it was either when they re-released it years later for 50 quid. I don't know if you remember the adverts for that. But yeah, Sinclair was my computer. So I'm looking forward to this one. So the artist is Ashton Morris and the music is Western Trot. I like the little depiction of the cassette in the top left there. So, the Sinclair ZX Spectrum, introduced in 1982 by Sinclair in the UK. The ZX Spectrum is an 8-bit home computer. You've got some technical details there. It talks about the sound chip, obviously that came into later models, the 128K models, the AY sound chip. And the ZX Spectrum software came on audio cassette tapes. It could take several minutes for a game to load. ZX Spectrum production discontinued in 1990. So Matthew says ZX Spectrum first computer, technically a family computer that no one else could work it. Had a similar sort of experience in my house. Although my mum and dad did enjoy a game of Through the Wall now and again, which was on the Horizons cassette that came free with the ZX Spectrum. Right, let's carry on. Clive's Caverns at the ZX Spectrum. Oh, there's Matey Boy. Oh, and a gem. See what he's got to say for himself. Colour clash as well. Like it. Good morning, Pixel, or is it afternoon? Oh well. Did you know that some walls are not quite what they seem? Some walls are not quite what they seem. Did you know? Okay, I bet you didn't know that. Ceilings are what they seem. Ah! Squid. Robot squid? Rocket squid? Not sure. Again, with the single jump, this was quite challenging, but I've got the double jump now, so I'm just going to use it. So watch out for those spikes there. Ooh. Let's have a quick peek up in the next level. Left seems safe. Wouldn't normally be able to get up there, but I can with the double jump, but I'm going to keep persevering this way anyway, the way I would have done the first time I played the level. Okay, so that's all the gems. Just to say once again, for anyone who's coming to the stream late, this is not my first playthrough. On your first playthrough, each individual level had a special gem you could pick up, which was more challenging to reach than the others. You collect all the special gems, and it opens up extra levels at the end of the game. The Flood, ZX Spectrum. Down in the bottom right, I just mentioned the special gems. Down in the bottom right there, it says I've picked up 34 out of 72 gems. Some of the later levels I haven't yet got the gems, but all these early levels I have. So these bats are some of the hardest enemies to avoid. Straight in the water. Okay, so there isn't a platform there when you go through. That's a bit uncalled for, I would say. So I've got sort of jump blind. Still, it's not as bad as Rick Dangerous on the Amiga and other computers, I think. Remember Rick Dangerous? The trial and error method of gameplay you had to adopt there to get through the levels. Kind of the Dark Souls of its day, wasn't it? So do I go up? Top right there's an opening, and down to the left there's an opening. I might go down first, I think. Oh, there's a bubble. Now I know what that is, but you don't know yet, but I'm not going to give anything away. So this is the C5 test lab, obviously referring to the Sinclair C5. So we've got a Sinclair C5 over there, and a little blue pixel man who wants to tell us, young pixel, look at that magnificent machine, a marvel of technology. Now C5 vehicles, you'll find these dotted around, as well as dangerous skateboards, reckless jetpacks, noisy airplanes and clunky minecarts. I avoid them myself, but if you fancy to go, press the action button to enter or equip, and again to exit. I think the action button is the button I press to talk to this guy, which is B. So B. There we go. I can still jump. Now, there was a secret here. My first playthrough, I think it was just above where I am now, there was some sort of secret pickup. But obviously it's not there now because this is my second playthrough. So that's what the bubbles do. If the bubble touches anything, it pops and you drop. So I've got to try... Ah, there's another one here, that's handy. Got to use the bubble, basically. Pressing jump makes the bubble go up. It's a bit like Flappy Bird. Matthew, I wish C5s were still a thing instead of those lethal electric scooters everyone is zipping about on. Yeah, I don't really know what to say about that. I've got mixed feelings about the C5. I mean, it was great that Sir Clive came up with it, and it was ahead of its time, but I think he was a little bit obsessive when it came to his inventions, wasn't he? So I can use the bubble to get up here, so I wouldn't have had the double jump at this point, as you can see. What I have to do is avoid the spikes though, which I've done, yeah. Okay, and there's a chomper. That, what's that saying? Crush, it says. That's very Monty Mole, that is. Can I land on the edge without getting crushed? Well, I didn't get crushed, I'll say that much. Don't actually need to go down to the C5 cavern again because there weren't any gems down there. So I won't do that second time because you've seen that already now. Oops. Oh, I got crushed. Gleeful laugh when he gets crushed to death, I don't know. I don't know why I'm laughing, really. I genuinely don't know why I'm laughing at getting crushed to death. Oops. Oh no. Oh dear. It's getting worse. Right, I need to focus, is what I need to do. Oh, might as well kill myself and start again. Right. Take your time, Steve, take your time. Okay, careful now. These spikes, as they're going down, you can just touch them as they're going down. I don't know if you've noticed that. It's worth remembering when you trying to get your timing right. Shh, excuse me. One day we will complete this level. Oh. Ignore the... Ah! I was going to say ignore the bubble this time. I got a bit carried away. Okay, it's kind of muscle memory now, these early bits. You say something like that and that's the moment when you actually come a cropper on something you haven't come a cropper on before. Okay, I'm using the bubble this time. So near to falling in the water then. This crusher is a pain. Any tips in the comments, maybe? You know, like, play something else, maybe? Play something you're good at? Oh god, no! You're getting a feel now for what the game's like without the double jump. I've got the double jump and it's still going all badly wrong. Ah. That's close. Right, focus. It's that crusher. Gotta get past the crusher. Come on, try and land on the edge. There we go. Watch me mess it up now. There we go. Falls in the water down in the bottom left there. Okay. Gravity flip, ZX81. It starts to get interesting here. The game starts to introduce new mechanics. I'll just demonstrate so we can Down in the bottom right there, there's a mysterious looking red button. Okay, so I can't jump up there. Can jump up. Excuse me, oh yeah, I can jump up there, watch. I don't want to jump up there yet because there's gems down here to get. Now I can't see where I'm falling to. Okay. Down the bottom right we need to go, I guess. Right. Mysterious red button. Gravity flip, as the name of the level suggests. Now if I hit that again, it's going to send me down, isn't it? Into water? Yes, into water. Okay. Well, let's start again. We know what we're doing now. That probably doesn't look like I know what I'm doing, but I feel like I know what I'm doing. If I jump off here and go right, maybe? Yeah, okay, so we need the gravity flip. Oh, okay, double jump ain't gonna cut it. Right then. How about I go through here? Oh, well. This pesky guy. Ah, there's a gravity flip. So, what's he got to say for himself? B. There's something fishy around here, young Pixel. I can smell it. That probably means there's a fish I can pick up in a secret area. I can't actually remember. There's so many levels, I can't remember the details of each. Can't see any gaps in walls or anything. Oh, over on the right there, there's a little... See the wall on the right-hand side of my screen? That is slightly darker. There you go. Oh, and I've fallen down. We've got a bubble though. Can I go down here? Okay. Alright, so I think the secret... I think I've already been in here actually, I'm remembering now. The secret was down here. You get that, the secret item, and then you work your way back up. What we got up here though? Oh no, lollipop! I haven't been up here. So that's one of the secret pickups. So, oh, there you go, special. I've picked up the special item for this level that I didn't before. I think I didn't get the fishy clue, and I didn't spot that little gap in the wall before. So we get back by hitting the teleporter, which takes us to here. So where's the last... Have I missed a gem? Yeah, there's one down there. I picked it up when I came through. Got the gravity flipper again, and the exit's open, so we're good to go. So, next level. Still on ZX Spectrum, I believe. Time check. We are 7:44, 45, so 15 minutes left, technically. What I may do, because we're getting close to that hour, is finish the Spectrum levels, then I'll show you maybe one or two levels from the other consoles, yeah? Or if this isn't the last Spectrum level... No, I've changed my mind. I think what I'm going to do... Time's getting on, so we'll come out of the game. Quick to the menus. We'll have a look at what other levels we've got to explore. If you're interested in this game, incidentally, it's only about £7 or £8. It's even cheaper when it comes into the sales. Available for PlayStation consoles and PC. I'm playing it on my laptop. So we got ZX81, sorry, 2600. We've been through ZX Spectrum, BBC Micro. Yeah, I've shown you all those at the start of this. Oh, if anyone's come into the stream late, there's the other computers that we get to look at. So I'll take you through to Amiga, maybe play one or two levels on each of these. BBC Micro now. Oh, ZX Spectrum, look, that's the levels that we just played, and you can see you can get into the other levels from here. So, BBC Micro. Level 1. And I've already got all the gems and one of the secrets. Yeah, so we might be able to find some more secrets on this. So, level 1 of the BBC B. Music, Low Res, it's called, and the artist is Gavin Harrison. The BBC Model B, introduced in 1981 by the Icon Computer Company for the BBC Computer Literacy Project. The BBC is an 8-bit home computer. Skipping the technicals, BBC software came on audio cassette tapes. As with other similar systems, game loading could take many minutes. BBC Micro production discontinued in 1994. Pixel feels a bit blue, BBC Micro. So we're down in the bottom left now. He does look very BBC Micro, doesn't he? Spikes on the wall to watch out for. Ooh, that's making me a little bit nauseous, slightly up and down. Are you alright? You all okay with this, yeah? It's a bit... If I remember rightly, not all the levels are like this, so I remember feeling a little bit nauseous the first time I played it. Now I've reached this level again, but I don't think it keeps doing that constantly on other levels. So I'll show you the second level of the BBC-B, and we'll move on to the next computer. Because I mean, you'll all have different favourite consoles and computers that might be featured here, so it'll be nice to see at least a couple of levels on each. If you've got enough time at the end, or if you feel like carrying on, we can maybe go back to some other levels on other consoles, or maybe I'll work through the Amiga levels or something, we'll see. So we're not scrolling up and down now, at least. Now, those are springs, aren't they? No, they're not, it's just a platform. I thought they were springs. Now, Mr. Pixel's down here, I'm going to talk to him. Hey there, Pixels. Some of the walls around here look a little broken. Perhaps it's worth taking a closer look. It would be if we weren't live streaming right now, so I'm just going to carry on to the next level. One more level on BBC-B, then we'll move on. And I may quit halfway through if it's dragging on a bit on this level. Into the dungeons, BBC Micro. Ghosts. Okay, so we're going down into the dungeon now, watching out for the spikes. Okay. Where are the next... Let's say where are the next set of spikes. This is one of those gravity flip buttons, but I don't want to get flipped into the spikes. So, got to avoid the spikes and the bats simultaneously. That was a close one. Okay. That's it, that was an easy one. We come out then, and go on to the next console. I will actually have to quit out of the level to do that. This one's called Lookout Tower on the BBC Micro, but I'm going to stop there, come out and go to the next... Quit to the menus and go to the next system. Going back to the menus is the only way you can navigate through the different consoles. They could do with having a level select from the pause menu maybe, or the ability to go back to this bit. That would be nice. So we don't just on BBC Micro, we've got Amstrad CPC 464. Any Amstrad CPC 464 fans in the watching the stream? Stick a comment in the well, in the comments, I guess. Right, level 1. So the Cube Factory is the music, and the artist is Ashton Morris. The Amstrad CPC 464, introduced in 1984 by Amstrad in the UK. The CPC 464 is an 8-bit home computer. Skip. CPC 464 software came on audio cassette tapes. Loading was painfully slow. Didn't it have a disk drive as well at some point? CPC production continued in 1990. Matthew's schoolmate had one, a CPC, I presume. Green monochrome, yes, green monochrome monitor, if I remember rightly. He says they did have green monochrome monitors. That was the cheaper version. If you had a few extra quid, I think it was an extra, correct me if I'm wrong, an extra 50, 60, 70 pound, put the price up, you could get one with a colour monitor. Although I've heard, I didn't know this until recent years, apparently you could hook them up to normal TVs as well. I think with some sort of add-on module unit. Right, Ancient Ruins, and we're on the Amstrad now. And that's very Amstrad-y music, most definitely for sure. I think the Amstrad, the ZX Spectrum 128 Plus 2 and the Atari ST all had a very similar sound chip, so you'll find the music in those computers all sound very similar. Now I saw that crab go into a wall there, so... Ah! I hit a teleporter. This is one of those secret levels. Ah, spikes. Yeah, this is one of those secret levels where you pick up the secret item, but I've already got the secret item on this level, so I won't bother going in there again. The fact that they had the crab going into the wall is a sort of a clue to the fact that there's a secret in there. I suppose that's quite good game design. So Mr. Pixel has to say, you know Pixel, I have a feeling we're missing something here. He's talking about the secret area where the crab went. Alright, where are these spikes? that's the last of the gems. Second level. We'll do another level of CPC. At least one more. Depends how quick we get through the next level. We might go for a third level of Amstrad. Pyramid of Doom. This one wound me up the first time. Bear in mind you only had a single jump. Oh, what's this? Oh, that was a button and it opened something up. You can hear a timer counting down in the background. I'm going to listen to what Mr. Pixel has to say. Ah, now Pixel, see that blue bubble thing over there? That's a switch. They unlock doors elsewhere, you know. You can hear the timer. And there's a door underneath the exit, so that's a secret compartment. First of all, I'm going to see if just picking up these gems opens the exit. Oh, that's pesky. They put the spikes like underneath the rock where you think it's going to be safe. So I need to go a bit further. Oh no, forgot the gems. If these gems that aren't in what looks like a secret area opens up the exit, I'll go through that and then we'll go straight on to the next level. If I have to go through the secret exit to get more gems, then I'm just going to quit out of this level. Yeah, there we go. So I'll get on to the next level and quit out so we can look at the next computer. We are 7:52 according to my clock right now. Pipework, CPC 464. Now I'll show you a bit of this. There you go. That's how you get to explore here. A little bit of up and down scrolling again. Quit to menus. The loading screen. And we're going to go, what were we? We were on Amstrad, weren't we? So Commodore 64. Again, any Commodore 64 fans watching the stream, make your presence felt in the comments. We'll go for level 1. Ah, now that's interesting. I've only opened up level 1 on this. So music, One Way Out, and the artist is Dustin Kulwicki. The Commodore 64, often called the C64, introduced in '82 by Commodore International. The C64 is an 8-bit home computer. Skip the tech. C64 software came on audio cassette tapes and discs. Games took several minutes to load. C64 production discontinued in 1994. Bass Relief. So as you can probably tell, the music now sounds like Commodore 64 music, like there's a SID chip running in the background. Nice scrolling. B. Press B to chat. I bet you never knew Professor Pixel had a twin. I'm Dr. Pixel. Funny, eh? I have a tip for you. You can look up and down by pressing up and down. By pressing up and down, handy for looking out for traps. So, down, up. Yeah, he wasn't wrong. I'm going to do a blind jump here and hope for the best. Excuse me. Okay, we've got to do a bit of leap of faith here. So I think it's directly under this. There we go. Oh, you can look down, can't you? Yes, of course you can. You silly arse. I think there's a platform down there. Hang on. Oh, it's Mr. Pixel, not Dr. Pixel, whatever his name was. Pixel, you scamp, you gave me a start. I have been told that there is a rather secret tunnel around these parts. There could be something good in it for you. If you buy this game and play it, you can feel free to look for that. I'm going to focus on saving time for the stream. So let's have a look what we got. Oh, there's a creature. Okay, I should have looked down. I keep forgetting I can press down to look down. Well, I don't want to go down there, do I? Because I'll get trapped. Well, that's the exit. Okay, I hope no one's getting seasick from me going up and down all the time. Oh! Was that a special gem? Maybe I did. Yeah, I don't think I got the special gem on this level. Oh, I'm going to fall in water. No. Exit's open. So I'm going to do at least one more C64 level, then we'll move on to the next system. Looking at the time, I think I will just keep it to 2 levels per system, unless the first 2 levels, get completed really, really quickly. This looks a bit sprawling. Okay, spikes. Oh, that was a gem. I tried to pick up a block. Have I been here? Oh, hello, crab. Special gem. Of course, I've not played this level before. Of course. Me forgetting. I've played the first level of each console from here on in, so this is all new to me. Spikes. Trying to remember if there are any gems I haven't picked up yet. Ah, I hit the spikes. Should we go on to the next console? Yeah. So we've played 2 levels of Commodore 64 now, and this is all new to me, so it could take me a while to get through these levels. So we'll quit to menus. We'll move on to the next computer, which is Game Boy. So we just done a couple of Commodore 64s. We're on to Game Boy now. So you watch the graphics and sound change. Again, I've only opened up opened up the first level. I've played all these first levels, but nothing beyond that. So, level 1. Chiptune radio. Music, Gentleman's Swing. Artist, Calavera. Sounds Spanish. The Nintendo Game Boy, originally launched in 1989 in the US and Japan by Nintendo. The Game Boy is an 8-bit cartridge-based portable game system. Skip the technicals. Game Boy production... Game Boy cartridges were 256k. That's too technical to read out right now. Game Boy production discontinued in 2003, making the Game Boy the longest-running games console ever. So... Wet Ninja Nights. Love it, that's very Game Boy. He's going to chase me, isn't he? Yeah. Okay, we've got some challenging platforms now. So there will probably be special gems on these levels as well, as I've not played them extensively. Will he jump down here? No, he will not. Okay. Looks a bit like a hamburger with teeth. There's a special gem in the top right, so those are the shimmering gems you get to see on all the different levels. So far we haven't really seen... We've seen the one, didn't we? I think maybe on the Commodore 64 level. Because I've not played these levels extensively, I haven't collected all the extras yet. Oh, I touched an enemy. Oh, he's got me. See if I can get through this level, I think, and before we move on. Can I do it a second time? Yes. I mean, technically, this is actually quite an easy level. It's not throwing any spikes at me, and it was only that jump that I came a cropper on that really posed any kind of challenge. Oh dear. Having said that, that was quite leery, shall we say. Right, onwards and upwards, or sideways, I'd like to say. Hamburger with teeth. Oh, that was the special gem, wasn't it? I've already got the special gem. Once you've collected it, you don't have to collect it a second time, even if you die halfway through the level. There we go, exit. I think I was wondering if there might be a secret out to the bottom right, but I'm not going to check that right now. I'm not on the live stream. You can discover that for yourself if you play it, as I said. I'm going to come out of the Game Boy. It has just hit 8 o'clock. I'm going to carry on. We'll go on to the next console. Quit to menu. Trying to remember how many consoles we've got left now, or computers. So we've just done Game Boy. We've got NES, SNES and Amiga, so basically if we play 1 or 2 more levels from these 3, then I'm going to call it a day. NES, NES. Choose your level, obviously I've only opened level 1, so there we go. And the shimmering gem should be present in this one. Chiptune radio, music, Last Minute Adventure, artist Rob Lynch. Nintendo Entertainment System, originally launched in '83 in Japan by Nintendo. The NES is an 8-bit cartridge-based system. yeah, NES cartridges varied from 8K right up to 1 megabyte, but 128 to 384K were the most common. NES production discontinued in 1995. The Fortress NES. So this should be like playing on a Nintendo Entertainment System. And forgetting, of course, that I can look down and up. There's Mr. Pixel. If you see a flashing star block, jump up into it to release something special. That's like a Mario thing, isn't it? Hitting the blocks with your head. Potions are my favourite. Drink one and you can jump onto nasties and erase them. And that is a bit Pac-Man. Oh, I thought that was a solid wall. Never mind. I've got one heart left. Okay, so we can go through there. I'm going to come up here first though, because it looks like sometimes in levels you can go left, you can go up, and you're not sure which way to go first. That's kind of where I am right now. I don't hang on, that's the exit, isn't it? So we really wanted to go left first. Okay. So yeah, I have, as I said, I've played this level before, but not extensively. I think you push this along, and then you can jump on it to get up to the higher platforms. Don't think the double jump's not going to cut it here. There we go. Do the same here, pushing the spring along. Hee. You've got to kind of press jump just as you hit the spring to get your height. Potion. Oh, potion. Sorry. I'm so sorry. Extra heart. Sounded like Sarah Millican when she explains that her friends call her the cake pigeon. When she sees cake, she goes, "Ooh." All right. Anyway, enough of that. Strawberries. That's strawberries. Cherries, even. Have I? No. I was just gonna say, have I opened up the exit? But of course not. There's more gems to get further along, aren't there? How do I get through there then? Oh, yeah. You just walk through that bit, don't you? That's where I came through in the first place. I've got a funny feeling there's going to be some spikes at some point that just catch me completely unawares. Special gem, nice. We've got that for this level. Peek down. Yeah, the up and down peeking is very handy. I've played levels on this where I forgot that I could do that and had an awful time working out where I was going next. That's my bad, basically. There we go, that's all your gems. Where are the spikes? No spikes, we're good. So, that's... what was it? Nintendo Entertainment System, yeah. That was a... I'll come out of the NES now and we'll have a look at the last two computers. Security guards. On this one. Oh yes, also down in the bottom left it says 0 of 0. That's how many special gems you've picked up on this level. So if you see that, you know there's still a gem to pick up on this level. Right, quick to menus. 4 minutes past 8. And we are motoring through... Excuse me. I had the schnush, so bear with me. You don't really want to see that on camera. Let's work our way through back to NES, where we were. So we've got SNES and we've got Amiga. The Amiga levels are currently my favourite. The music is just so 8-bit sampled 4-track mod style. It's just lovely. If you played Amiga originally, you'll know what I mean when we get to that level. I forgot what system it was. SNES. So we're on SNES now. So the music is Legend of SNES. The artist is Eric Schumacher, or Schumacher, whichever way you want to pronounce it. The Super Nintendo Entertainment System originally launched in 1990 in Japan by Nintendo. The SNES is a 16-bit cartridge-based system. Skip the technicals. SNES cartridges varied from 2 megabit right up to 48 megabit, or 4 megabytes. SNES production discontinued in 1999. Boo, it says. I think whoever's written this is a real fan of the SNES. Right, the Forest of Zelda? Zelda. Oh. I see what you did there. Oh, I have a bomb. I'm going to assume I can press B to throw the bomb and it's going to be a destructible wall. Because I vaguely remember that. Aha, Pixel, smell that fresh air. Did you know certain walls can be destroyed with bombs? Just tidy up after yourself, lad. Do you know what? I was wrong about the special. You see the number in the bottom left, 2 of 39? I told you that that was the number of special gems. It's the number of gems in the level. Silly me. So certain walls can be destroyed with bombs. There you go. So just tidy up after yourself, lad. Okay, so I'm going to hold on to the bomb because I don't think any of these walls look any different from what we've seen. Those blocks drop so far. I don't think I can get across this. Through the bomb though. Okay, so don't jump on those blocks until you're ready to jump onto the next one because they fall away from underneath you. Okay, we'll try that again. Bomb. Gem. What are those blocks in Super Mario or some of the Mario games where the blocks, they're womps, aren't they? I think maybe these things are based on those. Okay. Nearly got spiked. I can see the destroyable wall. Just don't want to get hit by the spikes. It blew me up. I have to remember that. So you drop a bomb, you've got to run away from the bomb. I lost a heart for that. Okay, I was wondering if I could pick up or destroy those pots. It's like very Zelda-ish, isn't it? I think this, yeah, it says the Forest of Zelda. I think that there is a pit that I can fall into, so I've got to be very careful here. It looks like solid ground, but I think it's a pit. Spikes here. Okay. Oh, that was solid ground. Yeah, I'm not going to test the theory. I think that is actually solid ground back there. Little tweak to the graphics required, I think, maybe to save any confusion. Okay. I think I've got to jump to where the spikes are. Oh! No. It's me thinking that this bit here was a big pit again. You see here where the double jumps come in handy. Oh, that should be it now, really, shouldn't it? Ooh. I'll have a look at this. So I've not actually seen this bit yet because I haven't come this far into the level yet. All I've had basically is a quick try out of these levels. Oh, I've messed this up, haven't I? Oops. Yeah. Okay, well, you know what? I'm going to come out of this level now so that we can have a look at the Amiga levels. I like that. I like the way the graphics are going. It's looking a little bit more modern now. Right. And play pixel. And we'll go through to, excuse me. We'll go through to the Amiga. And this is the last set of levels that I've opened up. So yeah, literally level 1 is the only one we can play right now. So I'll see if I can get to the end of this level and I'm probably going to call it a night. Music, Amiga Odyssey by Alex Mauer. So there's your Amiga music. Sounding very moddy. The Amiga 500, introduced in 1987 by Commodore, marketed as a multimedia home personal computer. Amiga software came on floppy disks with a storage capacity of 880 kilobytes, although Commodore filed for bankruptcy in 1994. The Amiga name still lives on. Going Batty. Commodore Amiga. So I'm there in the bottom right. Once I move, the enemies will start to move. So let's see what Mr. Pixel has to say. Hello Pixel Man, be careful, boss robot has appeared and the bounder is throwing barrels around. Tread carefully now, also don't forget to use the camera to look up and down to spot fast moving platforms. I think that's going to be a reference to Donkey Kong, presumably. Can't remember what do you call him? Boss robot. Out for those barrels. I'm not sure when they're going to come. That's got. I'm going to assume that's Boss Robot there. Oh, took a hit. There's a barrel. Okay. There you go. There's a button. That's going to be... I think that might be one of those buttons that opens a doorway somewhere else. Let's have a look. I'm not sure what it did, but we'll... Are there spikes? Yeah, there are, but not very close. Okay, so I've got to get onto this platform. Any Amiga lovers out there? Is this making you feel nostalgic for Amiga games? I've no idea if I've missed any gems down in the bottom right or not, but we'll soon see. So that button, I have no idea what it opened, but I guess that's what you find out when you spend time actually exploring the levels. Oh, we're there. Okay, we're reaching a point now, aren't we? I think this level is going to be too much for me to explore here on the stream tonight, so I'll go for a bit longer. And then we'll call it a night. Oh, it just reveals the gems! Oh, ain't nobody got time for that. So, I'm gonna just quit out now, I think. How about I'll leave it running on this level so you've got some nice music to listen to as we finish off. There we go. There's Mr. Pixel there. So, yeah, thank you for watching. I'm going to call it quits now. We are 12 minutes past 8. This is Super Life of Pixel, available on Steam, and it's available for Steam for PCs, and it's available on the PlayStation Network for PlayStation consoles. So you're welcome to go and check that out, and it's around £7 or £8. I'm gonna, when I end the stream, I'm gonna stay in the comments for a little while, so I'll have a little chat if anybody wants to stick on and you know, have a bit of a typing session or whatever. Other than that, really all I can say is thank you for watching. Thank you. I won't say the thing I say in the videos, liking and subscribing and all that. It's a bit cheesy outside of the context of videos, but thank you for watching and thank you for everything else. So I will end the stream there, and I will see you on the next stream. I'm not sure when that will be. I haven't scheduled anything in yet, but watch out on the social medias and obviously on the subscription lists on YouTube, and I'll be putting up notifications as to when things are happening. So I'll be off then. Might take me a minute, it's a bit technical. Okay, I'm going to say bye-bye.